Hey guys, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. All the dogs are in the house, so you'll probably hear them trotting around in the background. And my husband's home. I don't know if you can hear the TV or not, but whatever. So today we're going to talk a little more about Kiely. The Adventures with Purpose video is out for everyone, so if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it and then come back here and comment to me what you think. We're gonna go all the way back to the beginning, and we're gonna look at the key players in the situation. Just talk about some things that have happened, some odd speculation that's out there, just a little bit of everything surrounding the case and what's come up since this video came out. And the commenter came back. Lucky me, right? So let's get that out of the way first. I love that her name on here is Autumn Fragrance, because, you know, it's AF, and we know that AF is abbreviation for as F word. So I'm kind of loving that those are her initials, because I think she is Shady AF. Hang on. Ugh, sorry guys. I had a lot to upload in here, and I've been trying to keep an eye out. I heard there was going to be a presser today at 11. I was kind of floating around, and I've been checking Prosser County Sheriff, I've been checking Nevada County, and I can't find any confirmation. I sent out messages saying, hey, is there a presser today? And I haven't heard anything back as of the time I'm making this, which my time is 12:17. And that means the presser would be in like 45 minutes, so it should be out there. But I couldn't find anything. But if there is one, you know, I'll cover it, and I will come back here and discuss what we do or don't find out. So commenter, yes, Shady's back again, but this time she didn't have a friend. Sorry, somebody's got the sneezes. So yesterday she comes up after my video, you know, where I called her out again, and she says, why you pick on me for the truth? Of course she had the fake ID. Nobody gave Kiely alcohol, yet how was her car was strewn with booze cans? Kiely was distraught because they were selling her home. She was also distraught over her breakup with Jagger. Jagger even texted her saying, don't do anything stupid. Sammy did the right thing by not getting into that car with a drunk. Magdalene did the right thing by leaving Dodge pronto. They're as clean as a whistle, yet they are the ones persecuted. And before I finish the comment, let's just break this one down. Because why am I picking on you? I'm just putting it out there, what you're saying. And the truth, you saying that she had a fake ID in her purse, how is that the truth unless you know something that the rest of us don't know? And if you do, how do you have that knowledge? If it's truth, prove it to me. Show me some evidence of this. Nobody gave Kiely alcohol. Pretty sure Sammy did. She said that they were sharing drinks all night. They were doing shots, and Sammy drank everything that Kiely drank. And last time I checked, Sammy's 18, so she shouldn't have legally been drinking either, right? You're so big on following the law and slamming Kiely's mom for letting her be at that party. Well, What about Sammy and her parents? Sammy is underage. She shouldn't have been drinking, so why was she at the party? Kiely was distraught because they were selling her home. Okay, she may have been. They do have the lodge up for sale. It's been up for sale for a few months, I think. And that's where she was raised. And you get attached to your home, and yeah, I mean it can be distressing when, you're leaving behind so many memories. Um, I was so upset after my mom passed away about having to sell her house that I couldn't even go over there and pack it up. My husband had to do it. I could not go back there, and I haven't been back there, and I never will go back there because I don't want to see it with new owners. Because I feel like they could have changed something that my mom or my dad did to the place, and it just wouldn't be the same. And I want to remember it how I remember it. She was distraught over her breakup with Jagger. So if she was so distraught over her breakup with Jagger, why was she texting him like, oh, I'm sorry you're going through that? I mean, why was he texting her? And Jagger seems like the one that's distraught over the whole thing. I mean, have you seen his post? He still saying he loves her and all of this stuff. So, I don't know about that. Maybe she was. And then Jagger even texted her saying, don't do anything stupid. Yeah, he did. And we know from Stephen Fisher, the PI, that there was tension between Sammy and Kiely over a guy that wasn't Jagger. So, I mean, he could have been saying, don't do anything stupid, like be with this other guy. I don't know. I'm not Jagger. I don't know what the context of the text are. Sammy did the right thing by not getting into that car with a drunk. Okay, that's fair. But did Sammy do the right thing by leaving her drunk friend there to fend for herself with all these older sketchy guys that, Sammy was so scared of, but she wanted to stay at the party later with? Why didn't Sammy say, hey, I'm getting a ride from this person who isn't drunk. Hop in and we'll give you a ride home. If Sammy is such a great friend, why did she leave Kiely there? And how come the person that gave Sammy a ride home has never come out and said, hey, I'm the one that gave her a ride home? In interviews, Sammy makes it clear that, Mags got there. She left 10 minutes later with her boyfriend, Ross. She named Mags' boyfriend. How come she won't come out and say, I left at this time and I got a ride with insert name here? She's never said who she got a ride with. Magdalene did the right thing by leaving Dodge pronto. Really? So she had her friend drive her out there, and she's freaking out because these guys are coming up saying, do bong rips, do bong rips. And she's uncomfortable, so she leaves with her boyfriend, but doesn't tell Kiely, hey, you ought to get out of here too. They're as clean as a whistle. Are they? Are they? That, to me, remains to be seen. So she goes on to say, Kiely was only 16 and went to Forest High. What that has to do with anything, I have no frickin' idea. She had trouble fitting in with the older seniors. I mean, I can see that. She was 16, obviously super smart. I mean, there were times in school when, people would get mad because I would blow the curve because I was smart. So a lot of times I would lie and say, oh, I got, like a C, rather than, hey, I got 100. I mean, as a matter of fact, my senior year, I intentionally really didn't make much effort because I wanted my grades to be more on par with everybody else. So if she didn't fit in, I can kind of see that. Sammy was the only real Truckee senior who made an effort to befriend Kiely. Okay, I called bullshit on that because isn't Max supposed to be your friend too? And her and Sammy weren't even that close. They didn't even follow each other on social media. So, you know, it doesn't seem like she was making a huge effort. I don't see pictures of Sammy and Kiely together. I see pictures of Mags and Kiely together. I see pictures of Kate and Kiely together. I see pictures of Jagger and Kiely together. I have not seen a picture of Sammy and Kiely together. Yep, that's a real friend right there. Kiely worshipped Sammy because she is more mature, prettier, more popular, etc. Well, isn't Sammy just a saint? Kiely worshipped Sammy? I don't buy it. Kiely was more mature, I'm absolutely sure, because she graduated high school at 16 with high honors and was going to college. How could she not be mature? Prettier? I mean, hey, that's all kind of in the eye of the beholder, right? But I personally think Kiely was a beautiful young woman. Very beautiful. I'm not saying that Sammy isn't pretty. I'm just saying, who are you to say Sammy's prettier than Kiely? Kiely was gorgeous. More popular, etc. Okay, big whoop. If there were people in school that were more popular than me, I didn't worship them. Honestly, I didn't care. I was kind of friends with every group we had in high school. Sammy worked 24/7 trying to find Kiely. Yeah, maybe for a few days. And then, like, when Adventures with Purpose is coming, she split. I don't think she was working 24/7 either. If she was working, she wasn't trying to find Kiely, she was trying to shut people up. You know, filter your leads through me and let's have these team meetings where no adults are there so I can tell you to be quiet. And this is how she's repaid, by trying to pin things on her. I just want some honest freaking answers from Sammy. You know, she can't keep her story straight about anything. Every topic that girl has given an interview about, if you look at another interview, it's different. So, I'm sorry. I think your comment is bullshit again. So I responded and I said, you don't know she had a fake ID, or do you? Maybe Saint Sammy brought the alcohol into Kiely's car. Maybe an older person brought it and gave it to her. How are you so certain about this fake ID? Wow, you really think highly of Sammy, who says she left this girl alone in that place too drunk to drive. Why didn't Sammy offer to let Kiely ride with whomever she got a ride from? Who are you, Sammy's mom? Or hell, maybe you're Sammy. I mean, you got a fake-ass profile picture so nobody knows who you really are. But come on back, AF. Come on, let's duke it out a little more. All right. So today, like I said, I want to focus on the key players that have been kind of in this investigation, in this case, from the beginning. So here we have a picture of Saint Sammy and Mags. And then at the bottom we have Kate. And then, of course, Kiely. 4 blonde girls that are all, I guess, supposedly friends. So for our purposes today, let's start with Saint Sammy. There she is, running the show, working 24/7 to bring Kiely home. All right, so note time. So Sammy wants us to believe that she and Kiely were close. She pushed that narrative hard, right? And I mean, obviously they were close. She's literally spent probably 30 seconds making that shirt. She really made an effort on it. Stephen Fisher, the PI, who is close with the grandpa and was on shore with grandpa and dad when Kylie's car was found, remember he told us that Sammy and Kiely were not close. So after talking with Kylie's family, we find out, Sammy and Kiely were not that close. But she really wanted to push that narrative that they were. Why is it so important to you that we know that you were close to Kiely? And thus, I go back to it all the time, but Sammy really needed us to know that she was the last one to see Kiely, that she was the last one to talk to Kiely, blah, blah, blah. Why was that so important? Why do you need to be the final witness, so to speak? Because is there somebody else out there? Like, do you think that they're going to be like, oh, she was the last person to see her, so we're not going to look for anybody else? I mean, are you afraid there's somebody out there that saw her after and they're going to say something? Or were you really the last one to see her before Kiely was gone? Before Kiely ends up in the water? Were you the last one to see her? Did you see what happened? You know what happened? Is that why you need us to know that you were the last person to see her? Because you were, in fact, the last person to see her alive? Sammy says she left the party at 12:25. She said, this is one of my favorite Sammy stories. She said she left the party at 12:25, and she found Kiely, in that mass of like 200 or 300 people. She made sure that she went and found Kiely to tell her goodbye and let her know that she found a ride home. And she did this after she was in the car with Kiely charging her phone and asked Kiely to give her a ride home. And then remember, she immediately went back to the party and split off from Kiely so she could find a ride home, even though she had already made arrangements for a ride home. Yeah. So 12:25, Sammy finds Kiely in this mass of people and tells her goodbye, I love you, get home safe, something to that effect. And then St. Sammy leaves the party right around the time of the mass exodus. And then Sammy goes on to tell us that she gets a call from Kiely 11 minutes later at 12:36, when Kylie's phone was shut off at 12:33. And she wants us to know that, she's like down the road, like on, I think it was 89 or 84. I don't know the roads. I'm in Oklahoma. But she's like down the road away from the party. And she made that comment in the interview with All American Dream Chasers that, I was driving, I was being driven, I was in the passenger seat. Who gives that kind of detail? I mean, if you're getting a ride home, does it matter if you're in the passenger seat or the back seat or whatever? No. She gives all of these odd freaking details to her story. But she made it known that she was down the road somewhere getting a ride from someone and that she was in the passenger seat. Just kind of leads me to wonder, at 12:36, were you in the passenger seat? Maybe of Kylie's car? Speculation, people, speculation. I'm just saying, stuff doesn't add up. So in that interview with All American Dream Chaser, Sammy let us all know that she was running the show, that she was in charge of contacting everyone at the party. I guess all 200 or 300 of them, even the people that scared her, that sketched her out, that she didn't know who they were, that were coming from, places from all over, the Bay Area and all that. Somehow Sammy has a way to track all these people down, and she was in charge of talking to them all. So she set up the team meetings. She wanted all the leads to go through her because, Remember, she's telling us, oh, I'm in contact with the sheriff. I'm in contact with the detectives. I'm in contact with the FBI. Just funnel everything through me. Because that's how it works. Law enforcement definitely wants, another teenager that was at the party drinking to filter tips, because is she going to tell you something that she doesn't want you to know? Hell no. So, her parents, as we have found out, one's an attorney and one is a private investigator. And, are they the ones that advised her to do this? Kind of help cover up to make sure that things that wouldn't look good for St. Sammy didn't get out there. I really feel like maybe those team meetings were hush meetings. Could she have been telling everybody, okay, don't say anything, don't share anything on social media, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Don't know, because there were no adults there, so we don't know what happened. Oh, and this. Okay, so Sammy told us about the sticker on Kiely's car, and maybe it was just an innocent mistake or whatever, but she knew details, right? Like, she said, oh yeah, she had this bull sticker. Well, it wasn't a bull, it was a ram, and I think anybody that looks at it knows it's a ram, but not Sammy. And she said there was a sunroof, and there wasn't a sunroof. So she's giving us details about this car, and they're just a little bit off, but, we'll let that slide. And then she gave us details about Kiely's phone, how it was black, and it had that yellow sex wax sticker on it. And, she knows all these little details, right? But she said in that interview that the outfit we saw Kiely in the surveillance footage was what she had on at the party. And, she was so detailed about that too. Like, oh yeah, we went and peed in the woods together. We popped a squat, and that was definitely the belt, and, all this stuff, right? And so she gives us details about the car, the phone, says that's what Kiely's wearing, but she never mentioned either one of the hoodies. Not once did Sammy say, oh yeah, she had on a hoodie, the Lana Del Rey hoodie for a while. Or, oh yeah, I remember she had on that Odd Future hoodie when I left. Or, no. So Sammy, who knows all these insignificant things like the sticker on her car, the sunroof, whatever, and the sticker on her phone, what kind of phone she had, doesn't remember Kiely wearing a hoodie? Don't you think that's a little odd? I mean, I still don't know with the hoodie thing, but the police seem pretty sure that she was wearing that hoodie at the party. So, I find it weird that Sammy didn't bring that up, ever. And maybe she knows so much about her phone because she was in possession of Kiely's phone at one point. Maybe she's the one that texted Kiely's mom. Maybe she's the one that turned the phone off. Maybe she's the one that smashed it. I don't know. So Sammy also told us, in her 24/7 searching quest for Kiely, that if she had to, she was going to defer a semester of college to stay there and search until Kiely was found. However, when Adventures with Purpose announced that they were headed out there, Sammy, and I assume the rest of her family, they leave the state. Wouldn't you want to be there when Adventures with Purpose got there to find your friend? Wouldn't you want to be there to know that, hey, she's not in the water. Thank God she's not in the water. Wouldn't you want to be there for that? No. She takes off and leaves. Like, I still don't know where she is. She's still kind of missing in action. And she really seemed to enjoy the attention, her time in the spotlight, the limelight. She would give an interview to anybody and everybody that wanted one. She never really looked upset. She giggled a lot. She smiled a lot. I'll at least give Mags this. When we did see Mags, she at least appeared to be kind of upset. Sammy, never. I never saw that girl look upset. Not one time. And, just to wrap up Sammy, we have to go back to all the inconsistent statements. One time the party, it was fine. She didn't notice anybody there that, probably shouldn't have been there. Then she had a gut feeling that something wasn't right, but she ignored it. All the way to the extreme of, yeah, it blew up. There were so many people there. There were these sketchy older guys. I was really scared. She doesn't add up. Anything that she says doesn't add up. So hopefully she's been thoroughly interrogated, but I guess her attorney parent probably has hindered that as much as possible. I hope they were able to get her phone records to look at, times of phone calls and texts and things like that. But all right, so we're gonna quit talking about Saint Sammy. So commenters, settle the hell down. We are gonna move on to Mags, who, apparently the commenter feels like, there's Mag's picture. Hang on a second. Oh, I know what happened. Hang on 1 minute. And I will get Mags up here so we all remember what Mags looks like. I am so sorry about that. They're outside now. Okay, so this is Mags. Now, Steve Fisher, the PI, he said that Mags and Kiely were close. If you remember, Mags, Kiely, and their moms had just returned from a vacation in Mexico, I believe, about 2 weeks prior to Kylie's disappearance. And apparently everything went well. So I started kind of thinking about it and looking into it, and there was an interview where Mags described kind of how her and Kiely became friends, and it all started because Mag's mom and Kylie's mom were friends, and her mom wanted her to be friends with Kiely. So was this kind of a forced friendship more so than like a true friendship? I mean, I'm not saying, like, you could definitely say, like, to your best friend, like, hey, I want our kids to be friends, and they could organically become friends, and grow a good friendship. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, did Mags really want to be friends with Kiely, or was she only friends with Kiely because that's what her mom wanted? You see what I'm saying? Like, did she kind of just placate Kiely, tolerate Kiely, because that is what she was expected to do? I could be completely wrong. But if we think back to, Mags doesn't follow Kiely on social media, and Kiely didn't follow Mags on social media. And I know with my daughter's friends, well, my friends too, they follow each other. It's just what they do. My friends follow me and I follow them back. It's just a little weird that they didn't follow each other. So according to Sammy, Mags was hanging out with Kiely before the party. And then she got a ride with Kiely to the party, and after 10 minutes left with her boyfriend Ross. So I still wonder what happened that day to make Kiely go to that party, because she didn't want to go. She wasn't going to go. She was going with her family to that car show at Hot August Night. So who convinced her to go? Did Mags call her or text her and say, hey, I need a ride to the party? And then they got there and she was like, oh, bong rips, and decided she wanted to leave with her boyfriend. Or was that the plan all along, to meet up with her boyfriend there and leave and not stay at the party? I don't know. But it would make sense to me that if Mags needed a ride to the party and Kiely thought they were friends, that she would give her a ride. Now, why Kiely stayed after Mags left, I don't know. You know, maybe she went into the party and when she came back to find Mags, she was gone. And then that's when she hooked up with Sammy, unfortunately. So that's kind of all my latest thoughts on Mags. So now let's move on to our boy Jagger. So after the Adventures with Purpose video came out, you know, obviously everybody starts looking at Jagger again because of the description from Roadside Nick. Jagger is her ex-boyfriend. I'm not sure when they broke up. It seemed like they were still on good terms, like they were still talking and hanging out, and he was still on good terms with the family, it seemed. He went, as soon as he found out Kiely was missing, he went to the lodge to be with the family and help in the search. And allegedly, when the party was going on, he was supposed to be 4 hours away with his dad. But we're going to dig into that a little bit more in just a second. So we know that our boy Jagger had sent Kiely a message that says her boyfriend Jagger Westfall revealed earlier this week that he had texted his girlfriend, which actually now we know is his ex-girlfriend, to be safe and don't do anything stupid before Rodni went to the party, which was reportedly filled with illegal activities such as alcohol. He had last heard from her around 10:30 p.m. and it is unknown why he did not attend the party. So he sent that before the party. So did Jagger know like something was up with this whole party situation? Is that why he was telling her, you know, be safe? And don't do anything stupid. Like I said, that is just widely open for interpretation. Don't do anything stupid could be don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid could be like, you know, don't be hanging out with this person or this guy or whatever. I mean, it could be literally anything. So let's listen to this interview again that Jagger and Kate did, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Nikki and Eric, her boyfriend Jagger took us to this location. You could look behind me and see the beautiful lights of downtown Reno. He said they love spending hours up here. In fact, one time they were locked in. The gates were locked behind them, that they ended up spending the night in their car. Now, her friends described her as a very strong woman. She was a fighter, and they said definitely they are confident that she is still alive. It's been 5 days since Kiely Rodni's boyfriend, Jagger Westfall, has heard from her. He says they texted each other before she left for a senior farewell party at the Prosser family campground, the last place anyone so far has reported seeing her.
Then at 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that," and that was the last time I heard from her.
Kiely's close friend Kate Kuno says they spent the afternoon together on Friday, just hours before she disappeared.
The day of the party, I hung out with her. We made creme brulee. Everything was normal. I don't think she ran away. I would have noticed if something was slightly off.
While law enforcement, including the FBI, continued their search today in and around Prosser Campground and Reservoir, Jagger, Kate, and another friend went to Reno to do their own search for Kiely. They don't believe she's still in Truckee. Kate said the day before the party, she and Kiely and some friends came to Reno to have some fun. Reno was also a place that Jagger said he and Kiely could get away and have some special time here. They welcomed Fox 40 to go along with them as they headed to the hills, a place where Jagger and Kiely have spent countless hours.
This was definitely one of our most frequented places in Reno to hang out, and there's barely ever anyone here.
They say if Kiely ended up with the wrong crowd that night, they're confident she can take care of herself.
Her dad taught her a lot of stuff about like self-defense, things like that. I taught her how to get out of sticky situations. And I know that she's smart. She wouldn't do something that's gonna like definitely put her life in risk.
Everything I know about Kiely, she's just an amazing person. She's strong. She's not dumb. She's not gonna do something that she knows is gonna put herself in danger.
I really need her back, and I mainly just need to know that she's safe. That's all I really need at this point, and I just really want to hug her again.
All right, so we're all refreshed on Jagger and Kate's stories there. Yesterday, somebody on Instagram had said to Jagger, you know, in reference to the video from Adventures with Purpose, that, you know, Roadside Nick basically described you and all this stuff, but don't panic. And Jagger responded and said, yeah, well, she never even called roadside assistance, and I live 4 hours away, so I'm not really worried. Let the people think what they think. How do you know she didn't call roadside assistance? I mean, for that matter, how do you know who she did not call, text, whatever, unless you were with her? If you weren't with her, you don't know who she called. So, were you with her? Are you the guy that Roadside Nick described? I mean, it's just a weird comment. Like, he's so sure that she never even called roadside assistance, but you can't know that if you weren't there. It's just not possible. You cannot know that. So, you know, he's constantly with this 4-hour thing. You know, I was in Napa with my dad. I was 4 hours away, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to just pull it up on the map and see how far was the Prosser family campground from Napa. And as you can see, it's 2 hours and 44 minutes, not 4 hours. So True Crime Brain kicked in. He says at 10:30 he texted her. So if he drove there, let's just say that at 10:30 he got the feeling that something was wrong and he decided to go. That would have put him there around 1:15 a.m. But what if he was already headed there when he texted her? He very well could have arrived before or around the time of the mass exodus at 12:30. Yes, this is a stretch. Yes, it's speculation. I'm not saying it's fact. I have no way to know if Jagger drove there or not, but he could have. He could have. And the disturbing behavior between the girls at the party when something bad happened and everybody just decided to get out, that there was a panic because something bad happened. Could that have been because Jagger showed up? I don't know. It's just something to think about. So in the interview, he said that he didn't think she was in Truckee. Why would he think that? You know, it's kind of like when Sammy just automatically jumped to someone else is involved and she must have been abducted. Like I said, that's not a normal thing to jump to the conclusion of when you hear that someone you know is missing and allegedly was too drunk to drive. Your normal, I would think, reaction would be like, they drove and they had an accident. We need to go find them. They're probably off the side of the road. And Jagger is so sure that she's not in Truckee anymore. If she wasn't in Truckee, you know, she texted her mom and she said she was coming home and this was their thing. She would say, hey, I'm going to leave at this time. And then she would text her and say, hey, I'm leaving. And then wake her up when she got home. So she texted her mom and she said she was going to be leaving at like 12:15. If she was planning to go somewhere else, why wouldn't she have texted her mom and asked for another curfew extension, or say even just, I'm going to wherever, I'm going to be a little later or something like that. Maybe her phone was destroyed and she wasn't able to. I don't know. Maybe somebody chucked it in the lake by that point, so she couldn't call anybody. But why was he so sure she wasn't in Truckee, and why the hell is he looking in Reno? I mean, I haven't gotten any indication from anywhere else, any other sources that would say that she was anywhere but Prosser and then somewhere in between there and her house. You know, the only people that seemed to bring up Reno were him, excuse me, him and Kate. So I found that a little bit odd. Like I said, he matches Roadside Nick's description to a T. But of course, there's a lot of people out there that probably match that description. But we know from Adventures with Purpose that the identity of the male has been confirmed. So at some point, hopefully, we will know whether or not it was Jagger. Okay, now we're gonna move on from Jagger. And first though. Cancel. Sorry. Me and my computer are having major issues today. I had to uninstall and reinstall my microphone, and it's not good, guys. It's not good. So Jagger posted this today, last night, something on Instagram saying, "Why does everyone always need someone to blame? I'm taking a break from social media until you guys start to use your heads." So Jagger's on a break, I guess. And I mean, it's natural. Everybody wants someone to blame, and it's so obvious that somebody knows something in this case. Somebody saw something in this case, and everybody just wants answers of who should we be blaming? Who should we be pointing fingers at? But I mean, I understand why he's taking a break, but now that this Adventures with Purpose video came out, he's been catching a lot of heat, so he is taking a break. So now we're going to move on to Kate. Kate, this is the same Kate that was in the video with Jagger. She says that she spent the day before the party with Kiely, the whole creme brulee thing, and that they had spent the day before the party in Reno, having fun, making creme brulee. Everything seemed normal, blah, blah, blah. Now, Kate, honestly, all along has been the one person, so sorry, my allergies, that I feel like is really Kylie's friend. And I say this because I see pictures of her and Kiely, and they look happy, and they look like they're having fun, and they follow each other on social media. Like, everything really points to her and Kiely being friends. It may or may not matter if they are, but all along I felt like she probably really is a friend to Kiely. So I don't really have a whole lot to speculate with Kate other than, if it was Jagger with Roadside Nick, the picture I put up first of the 4 girls, he was describing a girl with blonde hair. Well, they all have blonde hair. Her, Mags, and Sammy. There's all different shades of blonde. It could have been any one of them with Jagger. Maybe it wasn't Kiely, but they had her car. So, I don't know. Now let's move on to this Nate guy, right? Okay, so yesterday we were talking about Nate. Everybody was throwing out the N name, and then it was Nate, and then I got this guy's name. This guy right here, Nate. And I found that him and Jagger were friends through Instagram. And so I decided, okay, let's dig in a little bit further, because remember we kind of speculated that maybe this guy is the one that Stephen Fisher had kind of insinuated there was tension between Sammy and Kiely about a guy that wasn't Jagger. And so I was like, maybe it's this Nate guy, right? Well, in my digging, here's what I came across. So, first, we have Nate, and he's following Kiely. And then Kiely is following Nate. Okay? And then I'm like, well, is there a connection with Sammy? So Sammy is the second one down with a little mushroom. She really loves mushrooms, apparently. Sammy's following this Nate guy. Nate is not following Sammy. And to me, I'm like, okay, so this is like our recipe for attention. Obviously Nate likes Kiely because they're following each other. And Sammy's following him, but he didn't follow her back. And, the type of girl Sammy seems like, that probably pissed her off, right? So was she mad that Kiely was getting attention from this guy that she wasn't getting? So before I get too far into that, also, he had no connections to Kate or Mags on social media either. And him and Jagger follow each other. I already said that. So before I make a video, I always kind of go and I scan news and social media and everything just to make sure that I've got all the latest, right? I saw Stephen Fisher had posted that the Nate involved with Kiely was actually a different Nate named Nate Hambrecht. Not this Nate. So I went to his social media and it's private, so I couldn't really see any details, but he says that that's the Nate. So the Nate mystery still remains. Okay, now let's talk about Roadside Nick. This is Roadside Nick. He is the one in the white shirt. He is talking with Adventures with Purpose, telling him the story of allegedly Kiely and the guy that matches Jagger's description. So a lot of people are throwing shade at Roadside Nick, saying they don't believe him and that there's no way he didn't know Kiely was missing. And because he said that at the time he wasn't aware she was missing. Okay, fair, because she had just went missing. And that he saw a missing persons flyer in a coffee shop. Now, if you pay attention in the interview, he did say that weekends are when he works in Truckee. So if he hadn't been in Truckee, maybe when he went back to Truckee for work, that's when he saw it and was like, and as soon as he saw, he called the tip into the tip line. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, he saw the poster, he saw the interview with Jagger, and he's just using that information to make up this story. Okay, here's my problem with that. Everything that he said is easily verifiable because he made a point of letting us know that there were cameras on his roadside assistance truck and it recorded video and audio. His company that he works for has that video and audio. Adventures with Purpose said that they had it locked down. I'm sure the police have it. They would have a record of who made the call and all that. Nick does not get the calls directly. They call in, I guess, to this roadside assistance place, and then he gets dispatched out. So he doesn't know who made the call. But the dispatch people would have a log of that. So everything that he said is easily verifiable, and we know from Adventures with Purpose in their video, they said the male in the video's identity had been confirmed. So we know that video is out there. So I'm not going to throw shade at Roadside Nick. I mean, what does he have to gain from this? Everybody's like, oh, he just wanted to be on TV. Oh, he just wanted to, need Adventures with a Purpose. If he came on there and he lied, all he's doing is making himself look like an ass, and he'd probably get fired from his job. And Adventures with a Purpose, they would have no reason to put this in their video, right? If information hadn't been confirmed, say, the identity of the male and things like that, they wouldn't put it in there. When they heard the story from Roadside Nick, they called the detective. Now, the detective that they had contact information for, he had not heard this particular tip. But they said there were like 16, 18 agencies involved, and they were going through about 2,000 tips, and that maybe they hadn't gotten to that tip yet, or somebody else could have had that tip and followed up on it, but that particular detective wasn't aware of it. But it's been called in. The police have all of the information. If Adventures with Purpose didn't find him credible, they wouldn't have put him in their video, because it makes them look like asses as well, right? For listening to this guy. I feel like, before they make a video, there's always a time span, right? So they can edit everything. And if in that time between, when they had that conversation and when the video was edited and put out, if they had any reason to doubt this guy's story, they would have just completely left it out. They might have said, like, we got this tip and that's why we went to Boca first, but they wouldn't have included this. And Jared made a point of letting us know that they have the complete raw footage of the interview with Roadside Nick and his nurse girlfriend. Now, why would they hang on to that if it wasn't important? So, I believe Roadside Nick. I don't know who Roadside Nick saw, but I believe his story, and I believe that he thinks that it was Kiely and her vehicle. And that can be confirmed by looking at the video, because you'll be able to see her license tag, because he was parked facing her. So you would be able to see the tag. So that's really all I want to say. I don't know why I feel so protective over Roadside Nick, but I felt like he needed a little bit of defending. So Adventures with Purpose put out this post today, and it says, special update. In the original video, at 39 minutes and 44 seconds, Doug makes a phone call to Kiely's aunt and grandmother to let them know first that AWP had found Kiely and her Honda CRV in Prosser Creek Reservoir. This section of the video has been removed in honor of a request by a family representative due to the sensitive nature and privacy the family wishes to have and maintain during these hard times. As in all of our past cases, we prioritize the wishes of the family first and foremost. We are honored to serve Kiely's family to help bring closure during these hard times. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in the Rodney Newman family so that healing can begin and more answers be brought to light in the weeks and months ahead. So, I mean, you got to give them credit. Somebody asked them to remove it and they did. But don't you think it's odd? Like, why do they want that removed? And I mean, I understand the sensitivity and whatever, but they didn't say, because they could have just muted out the family's response, which to me, it didn't seem anything out of the ordinary. It was kind of to be expected. But they could have just said, like, hey, if you're going to show that, can you just mute out what the aunt said or what the grandma said or whatever? No, they wanted it completely removed from the video. And this is coming on the heels of the mom message that may or may not be from the mom's account, slamming AWP for not contacting anybody. That little bit in the video confirmed to everyone that yes, they in fact did contact someone. And now all of a sudden they want it out? That's a little strange, right? Because what? It proved that they were wrong? The family is wrong in what they're saying? And then, like I said, I check stuff before I come on to do my videos. Stephen Fisher, who, like I said, is close with the grandpa, puts this up, and he said, Grandpa doesn't have social media, so he asked me to release this, and this is what it says. Statement by David Robertson, grandfather to Kiely Rodni. Everyone, please stop this madness. Sorry, my phone's ringing. Leave us alone. You are hurting our family. Grandpa Robertson. Statement by Laura Mae Herring, aunt to Kiely Rodni. This is the aunt they called, by the way. Let this be known. Adventures with Purpose never contacted me, Aunt Lori, by phone or email. I return all missed calls. I found out about my great niece when 2 friends sent me a text as it was posted on social media by AWP. I received an email from my brother, David Robertson, later that night, informing me that she had been found. I am outraged that AWP say they contacted me. Lori Mae Herring. What the hell? What is going on? They literally have it on video. That Lori is the one they had contact information for, so that's why they were calling Lori. It's on video. I'm so glad that I watched the video for members only before they put it out to the public without that in there, because I know for a fact that they called them. I saw it. A lot of us saw it. A lot of us watched it that very first day, and a lot of us know that they did call them. So that to me is just very weird. Another thing from Adventures with Purpose, you know, the mom was like, oh, they didn't contact us, condolences, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but this is from Doug Bishop, Adventures with Purpose. He was there. At the very end of this post, it says, my thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Rodney family as they continue to navigate through this. Please take the time to take time with your loved ones, as you never know when it could be your last time. And then there's 5 sets of praying hands, and it says, hashtag justice for Kiely. That sounds like condolences to me. I mean, did he contact her directly? No. But this was addressed to the whole family. And then when they pulled that piece of video out, again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in the Rodney Neiman family so that healing can begin and more answers be brought to light in the weeks and months ahead. And I'm very protective of Adventures with Purpose, if you can't tell. I do not like people slamming them for what they do. Alright, so I got a few screen grabs from the video. Now that it's out, I'll show it. I still haven't decided if I want to actually show clips from the video, because I would still prefer that you go over to Adventures with Purpose, watch it on their page, and give it a like, because that helps them to continue to do what they do and help all these families. So I may show clips, but please go and watch it on their site. Watch the whole thing, because a few clips here and there aren't going to give you the overall feel that the whole video does, and it's an important video. If you are invested in this case at all, go watch it. So this is a picture, and it shows the back window, the back driver's side window, that we had looked at pictures before when the car was brought out of the water, and we all said it looked like it was halfway down. When Adventures with Purpose diver Nick was down there, he said it was halfway down, and here you can see this is underwater and it is halfway down. Now remember, the car's upside down, so the window is at the top and then the top of the car is at the bottom. And if you watch in the video, you can see little fish like swimming in and out. So yes, it is in fact rolled halfway down. And then when diver Nick confirmed that there were remains in the back of the vehicle, they blur it, and this is the picture, and you can see there's something clearly up against that window. I don't know if that's Kiely because it's blurred, but there's definitely something pressing up against that window. And then this one is being talked about everywhere, right? So this is the passenger side window that had been broken out, and we can see a little bit of what's inside the car. Yes, there's a Truly can. Everybody's jumping on this Truly can. I don't know why we're surprised there's a Truly can, because we knew there was drinking, and just because it's in there doesn't mean she drank it, but you know, she might have. I don't know. There is a charger that it could be for her MacBook, because the mom had mentioned at one point that the laptop was in the car. Or other people have said that it could be a phone charger with like a battery pack, so it would last longer, I guess. It does look like there's a hoodie back there that could possibly be the Odd Future hoodie, but I hope, because I started thinking about this and I had mentioned it to my husband. We know that when they rolled the car, when they brought the car out, that the driver's side window was broken also. And you see all this stuff kind of scattered about in there. And we know the water, if you remember the drone footage, it was just smooth as glass. And there's not a lot of current in there. But when they rolled that vehicle, stuff would have been falling out. Like the stuff that we see here in this picture would have been falling out, right? It would have come out the window as it's being flipped over. So I hope law enforcement had the presence of mind to either get that stuff out before they flipped the car, or to go back down and get every single piece of it off the floor of the reservoir. It's all important. It's all evidence. And I hope none of it was lost due to the windows, one being out, one being down, and then the other one being broken out. I'm hoping that they didn't lose any important evidence during the recovery of her car. Okay. Okay. So buckle up, because this one's a little out there. But I saw it a lot last night, and I thought I'd bring it to you guys and kind of just let you make up your own mind. So, remember, we got maybe 3 pictures from the party. We had that one that Sammy gave us where everybody was looking away and that one guy was rubbernecking, and people were saying like, oh, maybe they're seeing the car go in the water, remember? Then we had that one, it had kind of that rave look to it, right? It had the blue, almost like neon light look to it. And there was that tall guy there that had some sort of like beanie on, and he looked way too old to be at the party. And then we had the Be Real picture, which is this one. Okay. Now, a lot of places that the Be Real picture was put up, they had like black bars across the eyes of the kids, but this is the Be Real picture. The one at the top would be her front-facing camera, and then the one at the bottom, the bigger part of the picture, is what she's taking a picture of, which is these 3 girls in the car. Okay, stick with me. So, people are saying that they think the blonde girl in the car is Kiely. And if you followed Summer Wells' case, you'll get my reference. The picture of Summer sleeping on the milk jugs. Everyone was like, oh, she's already passed away in this picture. Remember? People think that this could be Kiely and that she's already passed, which would make these people, yeah. I don't know if this person is passed. They definitely look passed out. If you look at the color, everybody else seems to have like this, you know, rosy pink color, and blonde girl is really pale. So if you look a little closer, okay, so here is a little closer. Again, we notice the color difference, right? If you look at blonde girl's eye, it looks like it's swollen, and her lip looks busted. Let me show you an even closer up. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here's closer up. I've got arrows pointing. That eye looks swollen. And that lip looks busted. So, whoever this girl is could have very well potentially been in one of those fights out there. Remember the friendly fights that St. Sammy talked about? There's definitely something up with this girl. And like I said, everybody is kind of like, oh, it's Kiely, it's Kiely. So I've got this picture where we can kind of see Kiely's face. Like, you know, just, it was the closest one I could find really to compare to how the person looks in the picture. So there's Kiely. There's the Be Real picture. Kiely. Be Real picture. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I've looked at it till I feel like I'm going blind. Kiely. Be Real picture. Kiely. Be Real picture. I don't know. Like I said, people are like, oh, this is Kiely. Oh, she's already passed away in this picture. I don't know about passed away. I don't know about Kiely. But whoever is in that picture looks like they're passed out. You know, some people were like, well, maybe they took this picture because they're like, haha, look, we knocked this bitch out. I don't know. But there's something wrong with the girl's eye. There's definitely something going on with the lips. But we don't know. And I really want to hear from you about these pictures because I was just like, what? When I started seeing this last night, like immediately, I'm just like, what the hell? And it just took me back to Summer Wells sleeping on the milk jugs in the back of the truck. So the last thing I think that I want to bring up today is Kiely's gathering. If you remember, before the fake or not fake post from Kiely's mom came out, she had posted about there being a public gathering to celebrate Kiely on September 10th, and then it was taken down. Her whole Facebook changed. Well, now on the official Find Kiely Rodni Instagram, they have this up and it says Kiely Mae Rodni, September 1st, 2005 till August 2022, because obviously we don't know what day she passed. Gathering to celebrate life, love, and community, September 10th, 2022 from 1 to 5 p.m. Truckee Regional Park Amphitheater, local music and ceremony. So apparently it is still on, and I guess the public is welcome to attend. So that is really it up until now, which is 1:23 p.m. Like I said, I'm going to go look and see if there was some kind of presser, if there's going to be some kind of presser. And like I said, you know, I'll update you and let you know what we do and don't find out. But I'm very interested to hear your thoughts about everything that I put out here today. Let me know, you know, where's your mind at? Like, what are you speculating? Just what do you think about everything? Leave me some comments and let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, please. Help boost it up in the algorithm so more people can see all the stuff that's out there and some of the craziness that's going on around the case. Share it on your social media. That would mean the world to me. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. It would mean so much. And we love having you all here. We're a great little community full of just wonderful people. Except maybe AF. Just kidding. But yeah, subscribe. And if you do, click the bell on the notifications to all, and you will get notified every time I upload a video. So thank you so much for stopping by and spending a little bit of your day with me to talk a little more about Kiely and everything going on around this case. Never ends. And as always, I will see you in the next one.